Hello everyone. See, in this particular lecture, we will discuss the this thing Swadeshi movement in India. See, part one of this particular chapter discusses about Lord Curzon, conservative viceroys in India, Lord Curzon's conservative attitude, and his particular focus on creating a kind of unrest in India, which conservative ideologues used to believe in to crush the Indians and to disrespect the Indians. In this process, we have also discussed the various reasons of, partition of Bengal, the reasons given by the Britishers of the partition of Bengal, and the real agenda behind the partition of Bengal. That is in its previous lecture, and that I will give in the description this thing section. Now since our syllabus is completed, so this particular lecture is for everyone, not directly belong to our syllabus wala stuff. I am just uploading this lecture for my various subscribers, okay, who are from various universities. So anyone can listen this particular lecture who are from English medium background and who constantly send me messages to speak on Swadeshi movement and radicals in India, and communalism and partition of India, and Gandhian politics in India. So I will be discussing these particular chapters in my upcoming lectures. Right now, we will discuss in this particular lecture about Swadeshi movement. Okay. So that is our title, that is Swadeshi movement in India, partition of Bengal, and Swadeshi movement. Now, if we see the response from the other nationalist leaders after partition of Bengal, that in our last lecture I have also said this, that in spite of weakening the Bengal's awakening and Bengal's kind of anti colonial administration structures and ideologies, it further that particular stand or step by the Britishers further enhanced the Bengali identity and further caused the unity among the Bengali people. Okay. Now, Swadeshi movement, if we talk about it, was one of the major events in the history of Indian nationalism. It was started in 1905 as an agitation against the partition of Bengal, and it spread to other parts of the country as well. In literary terms, the word Swadeshi means to one's own country, and therefore Swadeshi automatically will mean pertaining to one's own country. Okay. We must also discuss an important aspect of Swadeshi movement here, that was the emphasis placed on self-reliance, or you can say Atma Shakti, right? That is self-reliance. What is the meaning of self-reliance? So self-reliance means assertion of national dignity, honor, and self-confidence, which India always wanted, and these conservative viceroys or conservative regime of British administration always tried to crush the dignity, honor, and self-confidence of Indians. It was in their ideology. We have discussed it while discussing Charles Trevelyan and Lord Macaulay's discussion. Okay, so they were going against the Charles Trevelyan and Lord Macaulay's perception about India. Equally, if we talk about the important aspect of this movement, Swadeshi movement, was the technique of boycotting the British product. The boycott was mainly of all kinds of foreign goods, particularly those of English manufacturing products. है ना? With the new technique, with this new techniques, the movement developed into a full-fledged political mass struggle for the attainment of Swaraj in India. Now, if we talk about anti-partition Swadeshi movement, anti-partition means anti-partition of Bengal. Swadeshi movement, then we can say that British attempt to divide Bengal society by the act of partition rather united them through anti-partition agitation. The Swadeshi coalition came into existence through consolidation of the political alliance between Calcutta leaders and the East Bengali followers, which according to say Bandyopadhyay, he writes in his 2004 published book that it was nothing less than a revolution in the political structure of Bengal society. I'll give you the reference of Shekhar Bandyopadhyay's book. Okay. Now, the agitation against the partition had actually started in 1903, but became stronger and more organized after the scheme was finally announced and implemented in 1905. The anti-partition movement was initiated on 7th of August 1905. On that day, a massive demonstration against the partition, okay, was organized in the town hall in Calcutta. Now it is known as Kolkata. From the meeting, delegates dispersed to spread the movement in to the rest of the province. Okay, Bipan Chandra says this. Now, the initial aim of this movement was to secure the mismanagement or against the partition of Bengal, but it soon enlarged into a more broad-based movement known as Swadeshi movement in India, which touched upon wider political and social issues. Now, if we talk about theoretical structure, Sumit Sarkar in his book identified four major trends in Swadeshi movement of Bengal. What are these four major traditions? Number one, moderate tradition. Number two, constructive Swadeshi. Number three, political extremism. Number four, revolutionary terrorism, which the term used by Sumit Sarkar, but I am using here revolutionary radicals. So we will discuss about them all these four structures in a very short form. Okay. Now, the moderate tradition. See, the Congress leadership, which was in the hands of moderates, we discussed it, like Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee, it began to oppose the partition of Bengal. Okay, ever since it was announced in 1903. These leaders believed that it could be negotiated in its formative stage itself through means of prayers, petitions, and public meetings. But this particular action did not work, and the partition was announced in 1905. Therefore, moving away from their conventional political method, these moderate leaders of Indian National Congress, okay, they took the first initiative to transform the narrow agitation into a wider Swadeshi movement. Surendranath Banerjee, at a meeting in Calcutta on say 17th July 1905, gave a call for the boycott of British goods and institutions, and also a mass meeting was organized on August 7, 1905 in Calcutta Town Hall. Okay, at a formal boycott resolution was passed in this particular meeting. And this was also the first time that the moderates tried to mobilize other than the literate section of the population. Some of them participated in the national education movement, and some of them even got involved in labor strike as well. But their political philosophy remained the same, as they only sought to pressurize the British Parliament to secure and say status quo of partition or reversal of the partition, and simply they could not conceptualize boycott as a step towards the regeneration of national economy, or a separate, or you can say, or a start a full scale passive resistance against the British administration. So in spite of the fact that they were against this partition of Bengal, but their method was not changed, and that is why they failed to mobilize a large section of people. The second people were constructive Swadeshi here, according to Sumit Sarkar. The second trend. Okay, so in this trend, the Swadeshi movement evolved through rejection of futile and self-demanding mendicant politics in favor of self-help through Swadeshi industries, national schools, and attempted village improvement organization. This found expression through the business ventures of, say, Praful Chandra Roy or Satish Chandra Mukherjee, and their journals, Dawn and his Dawn Society. See, the Saraswat Ayatan of Upadhyay and the Shantiniketan Ashram of Rabindranath Tagore, these two society also further helped in mobilizing this movement against the British regime. Now, in this Swadeshi Samaj address, delivered by Rabindranath Tagore in 1904, Rabindranath Tagore here outlined the constructive program of self-help or Atma Shakti, right, through a revival of traditional Hindu Samaj or community. The Swadesh Bandhab Samiti in the district of Bakarganj claimed to have settled 523 disputes through its 89 arbitration committees in its first annual report that was published in September 1906. According to Sumit Sarkar, these were clear anticipations of much of the later Gandhian program of Swadeshi, National School and constructive village work. Okay. Third is political extremism. Now, in the wave of Swadeshi movement, some leaders realized that without freedom, no real regeneration of national life was possible, and therefore they began to work on the new political ideal of political independence, which is complete and pro Swaraj. Instead of demanding of, say, constitutional reform, their focus was on complete withdrawal or complete opposition of Britishers and their regime and their goods. Okay, leaders of this line, like political extremism, proposed extension of the boycott into a full-scale movement of non-cooperation or passive resistance. Sarkar says this in his book. This program needed the mass to be mobilized for the movement. Okay, for the same purpose, the religion and culture was also used as a tool to mobilize people. Religious revivalism, therefore, was a main feature of this new politics in Bengal. Now, Bhagavad Gita became a source of spiritual inspiration for the Swadeshi volunteers, right? And Hindu religious symbols, usually Sakta imaginaries, were frequently used to mobilize the masses. But as Barbara Southard in 1980 has shown in her book, that this also alienated the Muslims and Christians. Also, it failed to attract the lower caste peasants, many of whom were Vaishnavites. Okay, the Bandyopadhyay quote him. Bandyopadhyay quote Barbara Southard in his book published in 2004. I'll give Bandyopadhyay's book's description in link details in description section. Now, the organization of Samitis was another way which was used for the mass mobilization through Samitis. The program, like physical training, propagation of Swadeshi message, was also carried out during this entire discourse of political extremism. So Sumit Sarkar says this, that this tradition was also in existence. Third one is revolutionary radicals. Now, the revolutionary radicals, which Sumit Sarkar called them revolutionary terrorism. Now, this revolutionary radicals was another notable aspect of Swadeshi movement, which was emerged because of revolutionary thoughts among many Bengali people. Though their existence of secret societies in Bengal was existent since 1902, but their activities grown tremendously with the beginning of the Swadeshi movement in India. The Decca, say for example, Anushinil Samiti, the Decca Anushinil Samiti was born in October 1906 through the initiative of Putin Bihari Das. Now, this particular activity was followed by an all Bengal conference of the revolutionaries in December the same year, and a revolutionary weekly magazine which was called Yugantar, and it was started in the same year. Okay, a distinct group within the Calcutta Anushilan Samiti, headed by Barendra Kumar Ghosh, Hemchandra Kanungo, and Prafullo Chaki, soon started action. The first Swadeshi movement or robbery to raise funds was organized in Rangapur district in August 1906, and a bomb manufacturing unit was set up at house of wealthy Saha merchants who had earlier refused to stop dealing in foreign goods, and became the main features of the revolutionary activities since 1907 and 8. But the abortive attempt at Muzaffarpur on the life of Presidency Magistrate Kingsford on 30th April 1908 by Khudiram Bose and Prafullo Chaki, and the following arrest of the entire Mani Katla group, okay, including Aurobindo Ghosh and Barendra Kumar Ghosh, dealt a great blow to such terrorists, according to Sumit Sarkar, and radicals. I am saying to such radicals activities. Again, Bandyopadhyay is quoting this. I'll give his book in the description, right? So this was revolutionary radicals in India during Swadeshi movement. So our next slide will discuss the pan-India characteristics of Swadeshi movement. Now, Swadeshi movement in India. See, this Swadeshi movement, which was I am discussing pan-Indian character of Swadeshi movement. Now, if we talk about this particular character of Swadeshi movement, we can say that the Swadeshi movement, which was erupted in Bengal, soon captured the imagination of the people and leaders of the other parts of India. Okay, movements in support of Bengal's unity and boycott of foreign goods were organized in Bombay, Madras, and northern India, and Bal Gangadhar Tilak in Maharashtra, Lala Rajpat Rai in Punjab, Sayyid Haider Raza in Delhi, and Chidambaram Pillai from Madras Presidency soon joined the movement, giving it a pan-Indian character. The Swadeshi movement witnessed massive participation of students, women, Muslims, and other section of the society. Large number of students practiced and propagated ideology of Swadeshi and took the lead in organizing, rather picketing shops, right, selling, boycotting rather foreign goods, and so on and so forth. Many of them were fined, expelled from their educational institutions, arrested, and some even beaten harshly by the police. The students, however, refused to be cowed down. The traditionally home-centered women of the urban middle classes joined processions and picketing. Many prominent Muslims joined the Swadeshi movement. For example, Abdul Rasool, the famous barrister, Liaquat Hussain, the popular agitator, and Ghaznavi. Okay, he was a great businessman at that time. So, this particular Swadeshi movement actually mobilized many sections of Indian people, irrespective of their caste, religion, and cultural differences. So, the main aim of the, say, Lord Curzon and the British regime at that time was completely failed during this period, because Indians, in spite of following British policy of divide and rule, the Britishers actually saw the closer attitude of Indians, and Indians simply showed the unity during this entire movement. Now, what was the technique of Swadeshi, those who were actively participating in this movement? Now, immediate cause of the Swadeshi movement was partition of Bengal, but it was not a matter of interest of the Bengalis alone. It had became an issue of all India importance, and the slogans of Swaraj became new mantra for the nationalists in subsequent years. Here we can say that the movement made several distinct contributions to the cause of the Indian nationalism. Several new techniques like passive resistance, boycott, and other effective methods of mass protests were evolved and experimented in this movement. The movement underlined the need and significance of national education. The movement also led to the emergence of the various types of trade union and trade union movements. On the other hand, new forms of people's organizations like samitis and associations were formed, which proved to be quite an effective medium for popular protest in successive years of national movement, and more particularly it strengthened the Swadeshi movement in India. Next is economic, which means Swadeshi enterprise and foreign boycott. Now, see, in this economic sphere, Swadeshi movement advocated for fostering indigenous industrial and other enterprises and boycotting of foreign goods. Okay, according to Sumit Sarkar, Swadeshi may be defined as the sentiments that indigenous goods should be preferred by the consumers even if they were more expensive and inferior in quality to their imported substitutes, and that it was the patriotic duty of man with capital to pioneer such industries even though profits initially might be minimal or non-existence. I'll give you the link of Sumit Sarkar's book in the description. Okay. Now, this technique was frequently used in the Swadeshi movement. Many textile mills, soap industries, match factories, handloom weaving concerns, national banks, and insurance companies were opened during this period. Now, Acharya P.C. Ray organized his famous Bengal chemical Swadeshi store. This great poet, Rabindranath Tagore, helped to open a Swadeshi store in Bengal. Now, the Swadeshi Steam Navigation Company, SSN Company, was established by V.O. Chidambaram Pillai in Madras Presidency. So, all these things were organized, and we see that indigenous industries or indigenous products were popularized and promoted. Many Indians and many readers started boycotting the foreign goods simultaneously. Now, the complete boycott of foreign goods was obviously not a practical option. In fact, the development of Swadeshi industries stimulated import of the machinery and even certain varieties of raw materials. Even the Bande Mataram favored no more than a graduated boycott, okay, with Manchester peace goods, Liverpool salt, and foreign sugar as the principal targets, to which might be added footwear, cigarettes, and foreign liquors. Sarkar says this. However, the boycott slogan united virtually all the sections of nationalist opinion, okay, and achieved some initial successes as well. It would be interesting to quote rather note of the Calcutta Collector of Custom in September 1906 that records a 22% fall in the quantity of imported cotton piece goods, 44% in cotton twist and yarn, and 11% in salt, 55% in cigarettes, and 68% in boots and shoes in the previous month as compared to August 1905. Again, Sarkar says this. Now, the next one is national education. See, if we talk about the national education system, the development of national education was another notable tactics of the Swadeshi movement. Okay, national education institutions were literally technical or physical education which was imparted and were opened by various nationalists who regarded the existing system of education as denationalizing and in any case inadequate. On 15th of August 1906, a National Council of Education was set up and a national college with Aurobindo Ghosh as principal was started in Calcutta. A Bengal Technical Institute was established and about a dozen of schools were opened in Bengal and Bihar. Some schools of East Bengal survived for a longer period and later became virtually recruiting centers for revolutionaries. There were many schools who was most famous among various revolutionaries in East Bengal particularly. So, in spite of getting admission or relying on say foreign education or foreign schools or foreign universities, the nationalists during this period focused on creating and establishing their own schools, their own colleges, and their own universities by boycotting the foreign schools, foreign universities, and so on and so forth. Next one here is labor unrest and trade unions. Now, another notable feature of Swadeshi movement was mobilizing laborers, primarily in the foreign-owned companies. Now, initially some strikes were organized on the issue of rising prices and radical insult by the Britishers. In September 1905, 257 Bengali clerks of Burn Company in Havda walk out in protest against a derogatory work regulation. In July 1906, again, a strike of clerks on the East Indian Railway led to the formation of a railwaymen's union. Now, jute strikes were also frequent between 1906 and 1908, affecting at various times 18 out of 18 mills, jute mills. Some extremist journals occasionally speculated about the great potentialities of the Russian method of political general strike. However, there were no major labor unrests after summer of 1908. So, labor unrest was for a very short period from 1906 to 1908 only, but it was very important and made a dent in British administration successfully. We have to admit it. Now, coming to our next slide. So, the next point is mass contacts. Now, to establish contact with masses, leaders of the Swadeshi movement relied in several new techniques. For example, newspapers, periodicals, pamphlets, public meetings, placards. All these forms of mass communication were useful and indispensable, but felt increasingly to be not quite sufficient at that time. And at that time in say Indian circumstances, okay, because of limitation of resources. Now, Rabindranath Tagore, in his famous Swadeshi Samaj address in July 1904, says that, rather made concrete suggestions regarding ways of bringing the gulf between the English speaking or English educated elites and the illiterate or semi-illiterate masses. Bipin Chandra Pal stated that the patriotism must be converted into a religion with its own symbols, images, vows, and ceremonials. Here we have to admit that religious and cultural symbols were frequently used in this movement to convey the message of patriotism to the British administration. On the suggestion of Rabindranath Tagore, the partition day was observed as Rakhi Bandhan Day, which I have said earlier as well, which is, you can say, Raksha Bandhan Day as well. Now, transforming a traditional popular rite into a symbol of the brotherhood and unity of the people of Bengal, this particular Rakhi Bandhan festival or any other cultural thing further enhanced or strengthened the Swadeshi movement in Bengal. Now, another rite observed every year on partition day was Arandhan, suggested by Trivedi of Bengal. The call to women which says not to light the home fire for the day, and many women followed this appeal. The large number of patriotic songs, plays, and stories were written and efforts were made to bring out all of them in local dialects which were suitable for village audience and village communities. So here this technique of mass contact witnessed a massive success during this Swadeshi movement. The last point is Swadeshi organizations. Now, if we talk about Swadeshi organizations, emergence of large number of Swadeshi organizations in the form of associations, samiti, and voluntary organizations was another notable dimension of Swadeshi movement in India, and these were engaged in various forms of mobilizing efforts such as moral and physical training, philanthropic work, propagation of Swadeshi message, organization of the say Swadeshi craft, education, arbitration courts, and so on and so forth. Apart from Calcutta with 19 samitis reported by the police in 1907, the main strength of the movement was in East Bengal. This included a central block consisting of Bakarganj, Faridpur, Decca and Memansingh districts, where we have seen the origination of 5 principal samitis. Okay, and these 5 principal samitis were to be banned in January 1909. That is Swadesh Bandhav, Brati, Decca Anushilan, Suhird, okay, and Sadhana. These samitis were completely banned in East Bengal. Now, strong organizations in Rangpur, Tipera, Sylhet and the parts of the old provinces lying to the east of the Hooghly river, and some societies in all districts except Sibsagar, Gwalpara and Garo hills. Okay, a police report of June 1907 gave an estimate of 8,485 volunteers for East Bengal, okay, which include Bakarganj and Decca topped the list with more than 2,600 each. So we can see that Swadeshi organization was also came into existence during this period, and it created a kind of tension among the British administration, and simultaneously it also helped mobilizing various masses against the partition of Bengal and mobilizing people in the name of nationalism and for Swadeshi products and boycotting the foreign goods, which created further problem for the British in India. So that is the end of our this lecture. In our next lecture we will talk about the radicals in Indian politics. I hope all of you are doing well, all of you are safe. Please take care of yourself and work hard. Thank you very much.